Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Look, I just want to tell you something. Being a lover, being a representative of the Most High, the Spirit of love, I want to say something to you, perhaps, maybe some of you have heard, and maybe I know most of you haven't. I've known it for quite some time, but I haven't been given the liberty to speak it to you. And the reason is because many of you have heard so many other excuses and so many reasons that for me to tell you the truth, it might sound far-fetched. But I'm going to tell it. I've been given the liberty to tell it to you. The reason that you're in the predicament that you're in is because you have been lied to. And of that lie, you have become a coward. You're ignorant and you're full of fear. And you are full of fear of the most wonderful thing that is available to every human being on the face of the earth. And that's death. Every last one of us going to die. And we, because of what we've been taught, we just fear death. Death is your best friend. Let me share something with you. Everything that you possibly heard in your lifetime has been designed to control you, to manipulate you, and to have power over you. Even what you have heard about the creation, what you've heard about God, have been presented to you in such a way that it scares you, it manipulates you, it controls you, and it allows others to control you. But the Spirit of love says it's okay to tell you this. I want to tell you something that maybe you haven't heard before. And if you have heard, it's just to confirm. You see, the thing about God and myself, I have a relationship with God the old-fashioned way. Most of you got it from hearing somebody talk about it, teaching you about it, preaching to you about it. In other words, going to church. But the old-fashioned way is the way Abraham got it, the way Moses got it, the way Ezekiel got it. These people, they didn't go to church to get God. They, by the Spirit and their hearts, their minds, their ability to listen, their ability to be free, made it possible for them to have an encounter with the Spirit of God. And from that, they walked accordingly. And somehow, some of the things that happened with them has been passed along, however somebody wanted to use it. But let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. When I say death is your greatest friend, it's because death is there so you don't have to be in bondage to anyone at any time. You do not have to be in bondage anytime to anyone. Do you know those 6 million Jews, or however many Jews that were killed in Germany? If they knew the truth, they'd have been glad to die. Do you know those people over there in North Korea who are starving, kicking up their heels and falling in line? They're doing the same thing in Russia and other places of the world, being obedient to the power, letting everybody know that they are controlled and manipulated. And one person walking around like whatever that dude's name over there in North Korea, or Putin. They walk around with smiling, acting like, and laughing because they got the whole country controlled. And that's what Donald Trump is trying to do to the American people. Get you so afraid that you start walking in line. And when they have this parade with all that ammunition, watching down Pennsylvania Avenue, that is not only going to have an impact on the outside world, because the outside world is not really going to be intimidated, the powers that be. They just come together and kick America's butt. But it's going to intimidate you. It's going to make you think that all of a sudden you are so powerful. Because you're going to see some stuff that going to really excite you if they do it. And you're going to say, we're so powerful so we can just fall behind whatever our leader says. We don't have to worry about anything. That's a trick. Now, for those of you who will listen, let me talk to you for a minute. Let me show you how death is your best friend. Have you ever had a dream? Sure you have. Have you ever had a nightmarish dream? You know, one of those dreams where you find yourself so fearful, so afraid, till you don't know what to do. Some of you have been running from gangs. I mean, they want to kill you, and you running for your life. I remember once at a place in St. Paul called the People's Choice. There was a white guy went to a black club during the 90s, and that's when drugs were high and popular. And he had been spending some money on some drugs, apparently maybe messing with some black girls, I don't know. But he wanted to walk into a black club like he was black, walking in talking smack, like he had money. Said something to a black girl out of place, and she slapped him so hard you thought a gun had gone out. And all of the brothers started looking around wondering what was going on. And then he got up, tried to pretend like he had money, and now these guys think about, does he really have any money? So I went up and had a word with him. I told him he should have chilled, probably just leave the club. But no, he's still walking around, and I heard some brothers really getting upset with him, so I grabbed him by the hand and took him outside of the place so I can try to encourage him to leave. But he stood there. All of a sudden, it was a bottle came right by my head. Ooh, missed it. I know it bust my skull and hit a car, and the car was made not out of fiberglass and stuff like today. It was made out of that metal stuff, and they picked the metal up and went so hard. One of those guys walked up to the white boy when he wasn't listening, blindsided, and hit him side of the head and knocked him flat out in a matter of a few seconds. Went through his pockets. He didn't have a dime. And they cussed him out because he didn't have a dime. Then I tried to wake him up, and he woke up and looked in my face and saw me. I guess he thought I was a part of the scam. He jumped up and started running between buildings and jumping fences and everything trying to get out. That's what I'm talking about. Now that was some fear. That was some fear. So many of you have gone through that kind of stuff. Many of you have been in war zones in your nightmarish dreams. And when you were awakened, you were so happy. You woke up breathing. You're so glad to get out of it. You know, now that's not the only kind of nightmare. You know what a nightmare is. What your nightmare is to you is your nightmare to you. But at the same time, if you ever had a dream where it was so wonderful, so when you woke up the next morning, you were upset because you woke up. You might have found yourselves in a situation where you were experiencing joys of life. If you ever thought about money, money was no limit. You might have thought about beautiful women. All of that was there. It was just peaceful and calm, and you didn't have whatever, you dreamed about. Whatever your desire is, that was right there. And now you were awakened from it. Let me tell you something about your life. Your life reflects your dream. Your life reflects your dream. You're a good person. For some strange reason, you always have nice dreams if you have them. If you're an old hard-headed person, you always have some crazy dreams. So this is what's going to happen to you, ladies and gentlemen. When you die, I'm not talking about when your heart stops beating. I'm talking about when you die. When you die, no shocking, no anything going to wake your butt up. You dead. But one thing that happens at that last breath, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, that last breath is your first breath in your dream. And in that dream, you've been there all the time. You're right in place, nothing is strange, it's been going on all the time, you've been there in it all the time, everybody knows you. That's your dream. You transform yourself from here to another dream. That may say to you that this is a dream, but I'm not going to argue that. I'm talking about when you die, what's going to happen. You're going to wake up in a dream, in a reality that suits you. That suits you. So all this stuff about dying and going to hell and burning forever and all that kind of stuff, it's just a bunch of crap from people who don't understand anything except they want to control you. I don't care if it's the carnal system or if it's the church or whatever it is, they're trying to control and manipulate you and use you for your own benefit, but the God of love is in charge of this. So I say to you, those of you who are sick and you are going through pain and you can't get well and you can't afford treatment from the doctor. Sometimes I was listening on the news yesterday, some hockey player, I think it was a hockey player, yeah, and she had gone through some problems with cancer. And her treatment, some of the treatment that was costing her $20,000 a month. Can you imagine $20,000 a month? Some countries you got free health care. But in America, it's costing you $20,000 a month. Somebody came over with a pill or some medication where they want to charge you thousands of dollars a month for the pill. Whoa! All of that, this is your hell. And especially when you don't know the truth. But for those of you who are going through this, you're talking about assisted suicide, you're against it because they're going to try to pretend like that's wrong. You're going to be talking about committing suicide, they're going to tell you that that's wrong. You get sick and you don't have no money, I guarantee you're not going to get any treatment. But what your gift is, if you knew it, is to die. When people start abusing you and want to force you to do things that you don't want to do, and they tell you if you don't do it, they will kill you. That is the best way to get out of here. People thought they killed Martin Luther King. They didn't kill Martin Luther King, they set him free. They think they killed Malcolm X. They didn't kill Malcolm X, they set him free. They didn't kill Kennedy. They didn't kill Abraham Lincoln. These people were set free to wake up in their real dream. And everybody's around here sitting around thinking, I don't want to die. Captured by a lie. Captured by a lie. When you die, when that last breath is gone, no more waking up here, you're waking up in your dream. So I say, you better prepare yourself for your next life, which comes the same moment you let out that last breath. And if you knew that, if you were dying from cancer, you couldn't wait to die. You want to be free from this. When they start talking about sending the paramilitary coming down through the cities, picking you up because you wouldn't go along with the bull of the day and want to take you out and persecute you. You see somebody come putting a gun to your head, talking about threatening you. Help them pull the trigger. Free you from this hell. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know it. But God loves you so much till I'm standing before you this moment, speaking it to you. The key to life is to know the truth. And when you know the truth, you don't have to be bound by anything. You know, other people say, well, I didn't want to do it, Lord. I didn't want to do it, but they forced me to. No, you were ignorant. What do you think death is there for? To give you an escape so you don't have to go and bend to anyone. Why? Because God is in control, not a bullet. God is in control, not some hater. Know the truth and walk according to the truth. Walk like you free. Why? Because can't want no one hurt you. Why? Because God has set you free with the truth. You got it? Do I need to say more? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you so very much.